Hello, very good morning to all of you. Dear students, we are considering here, we are discussing the chemistry of main group elements from the second section of our CHI 130 paper, and we have started the nitrogen group elements. Okay, and the first topic in that nitrogen group elements was nitrogen activation. Okay, now the second topic is related to the boron nitride. Okay, actually this boron is belonging to the group 13 element, and this nitrogen is belonging to the group 15 elements. Okay, still this nitrogen atom or this nitrogen atom or N2 molecule, let us say, we can see can form a binary compounds. Different binary compounds can be formed with this nitrogen element and with the other elements of the periodic table, and all these binary compounds of nitrogen, okay, with other elements are known as nitrides. Simply, binary means these compounds are consisting of only two elements. Binary means only two elements are consisting in these compounds. So as we are consisting boron nitrides, no doubt these compounds are mainly consisting of boron and nitrogen. But before going to study in detail these boron nitrides, let us simply revise the concepts of nitrides first of all. Okay, so the nitrides are nothing but the binary compounds consisting of nitrogen is one of the most essential element present in these binary compounds. So nitrogen is there, and other element present along with that nitrogen are called as nitrides. Okay, so simple nitride compounds can be formed by direct interaction or direct reaction between this nitrogen atom and the other element, such as this N2, this diatomic nitrogen molecule, when this interact with lithium atom. Okay, so lithium element, the stoichiometry is given in this reaction. Okay, so this is the preparation of lithium nitride. This is the preparation of lithium nitride by simple reaction between lithium metal and the nitrogen gas. Okay, so Li plus N2, it is giving Li3N, that is lithium nitride is formed. Lithium nitride is formed. Okay, the another reaction is given, and that is reaction between ammonia, which is the activated form of nitrogen, and that of calcium element. Calcium metal, when reacts with ammonia, there is a formation of calcium nitride. Okay, Ca3N2. Okay, and this is the side product, that is hydrogen gas is evolved. Okay, so these are the some preparation reactions given for the preparation of nitrides. Then classification of nitride is given. Okay, so the nitrides are mainly classified into three classes or three types, and these are saline nitrides, then covalent nitrides, and third one is interstitial nitrides. Saline nitrides, covalent nitrides, and interstitial nitrides. Saline nitrides may be also called as ionic nitrides. Okay, so very simple to remember. Saline nitrides are ionic nitrides, second one is covalent nitrides, and third one is interstitial nitrides. Okay, then the explanation regarding these three classes is also very simple, and it is very easy to remember how to recognize all these nitrates. Okay, so saline nitrates, we have already seen that these are ionic nitrates. So means these nitrates are consisting of N3 minus. So tri negative charge, 3 minus charge is present on the nitrogen atom. So that's why they are called as ionic or saline nitrides. The meaning of saline is nothing but ionic in nature. Okay, so they are consisting of N3 minus ions. Okay, and they are highly ionic in nature, but along with that they are also possessing some covalent character. Okay, and the examples are trilithium nitride, M3N2. M3N2, so this M is nothing but generally these are from group number 2 metals. Okay, so alkaline earth metals such as magnesium, calcium have taken place have react with this nitrogen to form M3N2. Okay, so these are the form of saline nitrides. Okay, so calcium nitride is one of the saline nitride. Okay, so both these are, so lithium is belonging to group 1 and calcium is belonging to group 2. Okay, so these are the examples of saline nitrides. Okay, they are consisting of mainly N3 minus ions. Okay, such as in when you dissociate Li3N, okay, try to dissociate, then it will be dissociate into 3 Li plus and N3 minus. So 3 into plus 1 tripositive and 3 minus. Okay, so the 3 tripositive charge is counterbalanced by tri-negative charge. Okay, so this is the explanation regarding saline nitrides. Then the second one is covalent nitrides. Okay, so at the title is indicating that these are consisting of element, the bond between that element and nitrogen is covalent in nature. Okay, so this bond, that is element and nitrogen, any other element when it is bonded to nitrogen, the bond between this element and nitrogen is covalent in nature. Okay, so that's why these nitrides are called as covalent nitrides. For example, boron nitride. So this is the most easily mostly available nitride, that is the boron nitride. Then second one is Cn twice, that is cyanogen. Cn twice, it is nothing but cyanogen. C triple bond N, single bond C triple bond N. Okay, so this is the example of cyanogen, Cn twice. Okay, then P3N5. Okay, P3N5, then P4N5 are the examples of covalent nitrides. Okay, and the third one is interstitial nitrides. So interstitial nitrides means these are the nitride compounds consisting of nitrogen atom with d block elements. So no doubt these are also again binary compounds, but one element is nitrogen and other element is mainly from the transition elements or the d block elements, which is situated or located in between the s and p block elements. Okay, so why they are called as interstitial? We know that interstitial means, meaning of interstitials. So in the crystal lattice of these elements, which is either cubic crystal lattice or hexagonal close packing, that is CCP or SCP structure crystal lattice is there for other elements, and in this crystal lattice these nitrogen atoms are present interstitially. These nitrogen atoms are present or they are occupying interstitial position in between this crystal lattice, and hence they are called as interstitial nitrides. Interstitial nitrides, for example Mn, M2n, etc., where M is nothing but a metal from the d block element. Okay, so we know that all d block elements are the metallic in nature, so that's why Mn or M2n, these are the general formulae for the interstitial nitrides. Okay, then we have to study, we have to consider here mainly the covalent nitrides or boron nitrides itself. Okay, so the covalent nitrides or boron nitrides are given in our syllabus and we have to study them in detail. Okay, so actually these boron nitrides, okay, so the boron having atomic number 5, okay, its electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p1. Okay, so 2 2 1, that is 5 electrons are there, and nitrogen atomic number 7, okay, 1s2, 2s2 and 2p3. Okay, 2 2 4 plus 3 7. Okay, so see this boron is having 5 electrons and this nitrogen is having 7 electrons. So 5 plus 7, in all total this boron nitride is having total number of 12 electrons. Boron nitrides are having total number of 12 electrons, and hence these boron nitrides are isoelectronic with Cc. Isoelectronic with Cc means what? This carbon is having 6 electrons and another carbon atom is also having 6 electrons. So that's why 6 plus 6, in all total 12 electrons. So that's why we can say that our binary compounds boron nitride Bn, they are also isoelectronic with Cc, that is dicarbon. Means what? The boron nitrides are, and we know that carbon is having a ocean of compounds which are formed by covalent bonds, and that is made a new branch of chemistry, that is organic chemistry, and most of the carbon compounds are covalent in nature. In similar way, the boron nitride compounds, binary compounds, are also covalent in nature. Okay. So, what is more isoelectronic? Having same number of electrons. So, Bn 12 and Cc is also having 12 number of electrons. Okay. Now, here the synthesis or the preparation of these boron nitrates is given. So, this is boron oxide B2O3, which is in liquid state. B2O3, when it reacts with ammonia in gaseous phase, okay, at very high temperature such as 1200 degrees Celsius, these boron oxides get converted to boron nitride in presence of ammonia. Okay. So, boron nitride is formed, which is solid in nature, and steam, that is water in gaseous form, may be formed. Okay. So, this is the reaction for the preparation of boron nitride from boron oxide and ammonia. Okay. As the Bn, that is boron nitrides, are isoelectronic with Cc, the structure of boron nitride is also very similar to that of the allotrope of carbon, that is graphite. Okay. We know that graphite, that is carbon, is existing in different allotropic form, and graphite is one of the most important form of carbon, and hence this boron nitride structure is also similar to that of the graphite. Okay. We know that the graphite is having hexagonal rings. Graphite, what is the similarity between this graphite structure and boron nitride structure? The graphite is also solid, boron nitride is also solid in state. Okay. So, the graphite is also having the carbon atom array arranged in hexagonal rings, carbon atom array arranged in hexagonal rings, and these hexagonal rings are stacked one over the other. These hexagonal rings are stacked one over the other. Okay. But all the bonds in graphite are made by carbon-carbon single, and some of the bonds are carbon-carbon double bonds. Okay. The boron nitrogen bond length or distance between this boron and nitrogen atoms in these sheets, it is 145 picometer, 145 picometer. Okay. As we have seen that these boron nitrates are existing in layers or sheets, okay, just like graphite, but there is a difference in the structure of graphite and that of boron nitride. We know that the graphite structure is consisting of alternate layers of hexagonal rings of carbon atoms. Means if this is the first ring and this is the second ring, the third ring will exactly present exactly above the first ring. So, this is first, this is second, there is alternate stacking. We can say that there is alternate stacking, first, second, third. See, look at this, there is a gap between the bottom ring and top ring. Okay. They are not placed like this, this is not the situation, but this is the situation. So, they are present exactly, they are not present exactly one over other, okay, but there is a gap. Okay. So, one ring is, we can call it as a staggered conformation of this graphite. Okay. So, the carbon atoms rings, hexagonal rings are in staggered. Okay. So, this is the situation in graphite, but in boron nitride the situation is different. All the rings are exactly present one over the other, just like this. When we stack of books, then stack of bricks, okay, then it is called as stacking one over the other. Okay. So, this is the main difference between the structure of graphite and that of boron nitride. Okay. Look at this figure. Okay. So, I tried to show you then that is the how these boron nitride rings, hexagonal rings or sheets are present. Okay. So, see here, this is the first layer, okay, first layer of first sheet is there, and this is the second sheet or second layer, okay, and this is the third layer or third sheet. Look at this, the first layer is exactly present over the second, and third layer is also present exactly over the second layer, okay. So means there is no any staggered conformation like graphite, okay. So that's why this is the main difference between graphite and boron nitride. Here the distance between the first and second sheet, first and second layer of these boron nitride hexagonal rings is 333 picometer, okay. Here in one sheet, in a single sheet, the boron and nitrogen atoms are alternatively placed. Boron and nitrogen atoms are alternatively placed, means this is the bigger circle, bigger sphere I have drawn here, this is nitrogen, the smaller circles or smaller spheres are nothing but the boron atoms, okay. So nitrogen, boron, again nitrogen, boron, okay. So this is the alternate placing of boron and nitrogen atoms in a single sheet, okay. Another difference that can be found out in this boron nitride structure is that in graphite structure all the carbon atoms are carbon atoms, okay. So they are having same electronegativity, each carbon atom is having same electronegativity, but in boron nitride, as boron is less electronegative than that of nitrogen, it is carrying a slightly or partial positive charge. Boron is carrying partial positive charge, whereas nitrogen being electronegative than the boron, it is carrying partial negative charge. It is carrying a partial negative charge, okay. So these are the two main differences between graphite and boron nitride. So we can say that this is the layered form of boron nitride, okay. At high temperature and pressure conditions, these layered nitrides can be converted into denser cubic phase. So layered nitrides are converted into denser cubic phase, okay, and which is the analog of diamond, means which is again giving a analog structure to that of the carbon atom, which is a diamond, okay. Then the uses or applications of boron nitride, okay. So the first use is, as these boron nitride material are slippery in feel, okay. So that's why they are widely used as lubricants, in many machineries or in many applications, okay. Then it is one of the good electrical insulator. Electrical insulator means it is not conducting electricity, okay. So that's why it has also wide applications in different fields, okay. Then the third one is it can be also used in aerospace industry. In aerospace industry it is widely used because at up to 900 degrees Celsius, means which is a very high temperature, this boron nitride is non-reactive to steam. It is unreactive to steam, means it is not reacting at all. With water vapors, okay. So there is no any reaction at 900 degrees Celsius also. There is no any reaction between this boron nitride and that of water vapors. So that's why it is very resistant to corrosion, and that's why this boron nitride have wide range of applications in aerospace industry, okay. It is also a good thermal insulator, okay. Good thermal insulator means there is no conduction of heat as well as electricity through that boron nitride material. So that's why due to these excellent properties, they are used in aerospace industries, means in making of aircrafts. Then the boron nitride nanotubes, just like we have seen the carbon nanotubes, the boron nitride nanotubes have been prepared and they are used at high temperature applications. Okay. So the carbon nanotubes cannot be used at high temperature applications because they burn, the CNTs will burn at high temperatures. So the boron nitrates have been used in these cases, okay, because they are not burning at high temperatures. Then as these boron nitrates are soft and shiny, they are very soft and shiny, they are very lustrous or giving shining material, they can form shining material, okay. So that's why they can be used in cosmetics products, they have been used in cosmetics and personal care products, okay. Then due to these properties, softness and shiny, okay, they have been used in nail polishes, that is nail paints and lipsticks, okay. So in nail polishes, that the peoples are using nail polishes and lipsticks, the boron nitrates are used up to 10% in that product, in that products, okay. Then again it has a very wide range of applications in cosmetics field, because it is used to hide HID wrinkles on skin, as due to the process of aging, as when an individual crosses 30 or 40 or 50 years of his or her age, then wrinkles will start to form on our skin, and these boron nitrates have been used in different cosmetic products, as they are used to hide the wrinkles which are present on the skin, okay. So this is related to about the boron nitrides, okay, which is a binary compound of boron and nitrogen, okay. So this is all about boron nitride. In next lecture we will see about the different other products of boron and nitrogen, okay, and how they are formed, what are their properties, etc. Okay. Thanks for watching this video. Have a nice day.